Hello, hello. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another Link to the Past Randomizer Main Tournament 2022 race. Today we have Snuu versus Ninban for their Game 2 of their group stage. Snuu currently 2-0, looking to continue his undefeated streak with a third win. Ninban currently 2-2. Looking to kind of stick in here and stay within the tournament. So I am Slim Kirby. I'm one of your commentators today, joined by Lana Bean. Lana, how are you doing?
Doing fantastic, thank you. How are you?
I am doing quite fine, and looks like SpeedGaming's had a lot of key sanity today so far. This time we have inverted key sanity, so pretty much what we've seen, but of the inverted variety this time.
Yep, also we start with an activated flute, and the GT big key and the Castle Tower small keys are wild, so those could be anywhere.
Yes, they sure could. But we are going to go ahead and get started here. So for those who might be a little unfamiliar with the idea of inverted, as you can see, as we walk out of Link's house, we are actually in the Dark World. Basically, all the Dark World and Light World rule sets have been changed. So we need to find the Moon Pearl to actually get access to the Light World. And we can only flute in the Dark World and not the Light World. We can only mirror from the Light World to the Dark World. Lots of little intricacies like that. Kind of a special, unique mode that was added for this randomizer.
As everybody can see, they start their checks off at the Meyer area. Not usually seeing that in a standard seed for sure, but not finding much in the shed.
Yep, I mean, it's 2 quick items right off the bat. You also get the Misery Meyer medallion information as well. So we do learn that it is the Quake medallion this time. So it's a pretty good start. And we do find some bombs, which does allow us to check the Hype Cave right here as well.
Hype Cave definitely has a better chance of being hype than normal, since it is a sphere 1 check.
Indeed.
Early maps, holy moly. Okay, so we do get a map, a couple of maps to Eastern, and I think it was Meyer.
I believe so. I'm not going to take a look at that map just yet. Going to see if we can get some other map information before we take that look. Could save some precious seconds that our runners will need in this seed. So since we can't even beat Meyer right now anyway, it's good to kind of wait until we get some other maps before we check.
Yeah, looks like with $20, these guys are heading towards Stumpy, but also may have the chance to do the bow game to get some early money. More bombs.
So yeah, obviously in the light world, you have your Zora check, you have your bottle vendor. For these particular things, like you have you have the shovel game you have to pay for. There's a treasure chest game in the village as well. I don't have to pay as much for those, but since there's in general less checks, the arrow game's always a good kind of opener here. It gives you enough rupees for, especially if you get a perfect here, you can have enough for pretty much both the shovel game and the chess game. So looks like Ninban is going to get that, and looks like John got it as well. But they're going to keep on grinding, actually, for even more.
And Palace of Darkness is another early check that's possible, so it's always good to have at least 110 rupees for Kiki the Extortionist.
Oh, that is very true as well, yes.
So early checks available with the flute, Death Mountain, Dark Death Mountain, you can do Super Money, and east side of Dark World, you can do both a check right now in Pod and also the Pyramid.
So we are going to go ahead and check the shovel game right here. Looks like we're getting kind of on the higher end of digs this time.
Consider high digs on an inverted key is too bad, because it gives you a few extra digs for that extra money that you may not want to go out to shoot arrows for, so it's not too bad.
Oh yeah, not at all, not at all. We do just get a piece of heart though, and it looks like well, John is fluting to the village, and I'm willing to bet Ninban. Yep, Ninban going to do right behind him as well.
I think Ninban forgot that once that once the timer goes away, you can freely flute out.
Huh, but yeah, nothing really in the treasure chest game as well, but we do have 2 more checks in the village, and we can also check out the first 4 of Thieves Town as well.
Standard B, not going to do too much right now, though I'm surprised to see Jon Snoo get rid of it immediately. It can do some damage to some enemies, and since you're without a weapon right now, you'll take anything you can get, really.
Yeah, not a bad thing to have with you just in case. But Jon Snoo checking out the C-shaped house for just a 20 rupee, but Ninman going to go straight into Thieves Town here. First chest, we get the compass to Thieves Town. How very appropriate.
Unfortunately, in this mode, compasses aren't going to be as useful, since really you already know what bosses are here.
Mm-hmm.
But they did pick up gloves, so a glove is a good thing. It is a quick check for catfish now.
That is true, and we do have that flute, so that could get us right over there in that area, very conveniently. But yeah, while we're getting these checks, just again to kind of just explain a few things in regards to inverted, and this was actually a change that was made for this specific tournament. Is obviously we have the starting flute that does give us a couple of extra checks here in the beginning, and the key sanity aspect was actually added as a way to kind of balance out and almost in a sense mellow out the difficulty as that what inverted can generally challenge. Usually with like inverted seeds without key sanity, you can be pushed into some really tough boss fights early on, potentially at Mothula and Blind. So we kind of added key sanity to not just kind of mellow the difficulty out a little bit, but also just to add some variety. It does add like a lot more that you could potentially and conceivably have to do in these seeds. So that's generally why we have the rule set that we do for this particular mode.
Very true. Oh, a death by Ninban, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are in the Dark World, so as we know, enemies hurt in the Dark World. Would not be surprised to see a lot of enemies doing 2 hearts of damage in most cases. You have those in the Light World too, with like those crabs, but a lot more enemies can really pop out and hurt you in this Dark World.
Henoxes and those little enemies right there with the teeth, those do 3 to 4 hearts of damage in itself, and the murder dactyls right there, 3 hearts of damage, so don't mess with them.
Yep.
Alright, so we have a slight change of plan. Ninban is now instead heading towards the pyramid and catfish area, and Jon Snoo continued on to Skullwoods.
Yeah, it does kind of look like Ninban kind of following that glove find that he had inside Thieves Town. Gonna likely be using this to go up towards Catfish, as you were talking about earlier. Jon Snoo kind of sticking in the kind of Sphere 0, Sphere 1 checks that has available from the very beginning, because Thieves Town's definitely a part of that as well. We do get a map for Dark Palace, so if we pull up that map, we can see what the crystal is for that, or pendant. Could be either or. But we do find the Moon Pearl here in Skull Woods.
Good find. I am surprised to see Ninban not flute over to 2, though. That is a much faster access over to Catfish.
That is true. I am kind of wondering about that. Again, could just be a case of just, may not be used to the fact that, I mean, after playing so many, like, normal standard seeds and whatnot, you're used to using the flute in the light world. Could just be, like, just a reflex thing.
Yeah, very true. And plus, these runners are probably still planning the routes in their head, too, so that time is being well spent thinking about what their next play is going to be.
Oh, yeah, that is definitely a true case right there. Always thinking about where you're going next after what you're doing now is always a good thing to just kind of have in your headspace when you're kind of routing through these games.
Well, at this point, Jon Snoo is just looking for a hammer or another glove for Dark World, or Light World access, I should say.
Our friend over here at the Catfish we do find that item that we were looking for. It is the hammer, so Light World is potentially on the table very soon, especially if Jon Snuu goes to Catfish and Ninban goes to Skull Woods, which that does look like what he is doing.
I think it'll happen pretty quick. Right now, Ninban now has a bigger reason to go back to Skull Woods with that hammer, so a much easier weapon to deal with right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that hitbox, whew, Ninban's still not trusting that. All right, so we'll see if Ninban makes the back of, or the middle part of Skull the first check. No, we're checking the front first, so that Moon Pearl will be the last item gotten, but it will be Ninban's Light World access.
And we get yet another map from Skull Woods. We now have the Thieves Town map as well. Would not be surprised to see a map check very, very soon, just to kind of see what we're working with here as we take a look at where Jon Snuu is fluting to. He is going to 2, so we will. He will shortly have his Light World access.
We're gonna have Light World access at about the same time here.
Wow, that's great.
What's the point in checking map about thieves? You know, it's just gonna be another pendant.
Yeah.
But with all the other maps that they have, it's really worth a check, honestly. I mean, you've got 3, I believe, Dark World dungeons currently viewable, so really no reason not to.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see from the upper left-hand corner of Ninban's screen that Skull is a crystal.
Yep, so obviously we'll not be able to grab that crystal right now, but, it's a very easy dungeon to kind of route back in later on, so we'll be able to come back and get that later when we have the fire rod and also a sword to break open the curtains in the back of there. So now that we have all 3 of the Dark World to Light World items that we need for this, we are going to start looking through the Light World, and this is where things can get very, very non-linear. You think about all those Sphere 1 checks you have and like a normal non-inverted seed. You have all of those again in the middle of the seed, and probably have a couple more since you have items that got you to this world in the first place. So there's a lot of options on the table now.
There are, and you have even more options as well, because with Inverted, they had to make some changes to the overworld. So you have the readily available K45 Graveyard Ledge. You can check out Bombo's Tablet if you have a book. Checkerboard also available, so there's a lot of options.
Indeed, there are. Looks like Jon Snuu is starting here at the dam. Could likely could go over to Mini Moldorm, kind of follow that traditional South Shore route. Could kind of check out the desert area, or could even kind of wrap around to Kakariko. A lot of options. 3 different options from just one starting location.
Well, we get that Skullwood small, not going to be immediately useful, but at least it'll make the return trip easier when they get that fire rod and sword. Okay, looks like both runners are electing to start at the south end.
Okay, we do find a key to Misery Mire here at K45. Not a required key, but it does make routing Misery Mire a lot more convenient if you are still looking for items. You can kind of start on the left side and work your way around in like a clockwise formation, which is very, very handy.
It does. So it looks like Jon Snuu is continuing left into Kakariko, probably going to route north. It's hard to route the Light World simply because there are so many options right now. You can go do the Front of Escape, you can go do further east and take out the Saha check and all the Zora checks. I mean, there's just no great way to route this right now.
Yeah, I definitely think Kakariko is a great start. You're kind of like not really in the immediate vicinity of any dungeons yet, so that way if you get like a bow, for example, like you can kind of think, okay, well, maybe I can kind of wrap this around towards Eastern Palace. But then, of course, you also have to think that this is Key Sanity, so we also need that big key as well. So just, still looking for a lot of stuff. And because of the fact that this is Key Sanity, it's just going to be a lot of stuff we're going to be looking for. And we do get the big key to Swamp Palace from the Sick Kid.
While probably not required, is somewhat of a bit of a relief. It'll mean that as soon as you can go into Swamp Palace, you have the small key. That means you can full clear it. It's hard to go into a dungeon like Swamp or Ice and have to leave behind the big chest and worry that it's something later.
Mm-hmm. We do have our first sword upgrade from the chicken coop, and
Oh, Ninban.
and that sword will actually come in handy for the mini Moldorm cave. Hammer, very effective at killing mini Moldorms, but that hitbox is quite small, and those mini Moldorms are very, very rambunctious.
Now with only 2 bombs left, do you go in and trust your hammer, or do you continue left like Jon Snuu did?
Yeah, we'll have to see. I do get another bottle with a B in it. Don't think he let this one out. Oh, wait. He has it selected. You may let this one go, too.
Well, you've got a sword, so you could let that be free if you need to.
Yep, there he goes.
If it was a good bee, you know that he'd get $100 for it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, looks like Ninban is electing to do round 2 with Mini Moldorm Cave. Ooh, good first hit.
Looks like he is going to get the double there, so yep, okay, he made it.
Impressive. Wow. Oh, a hook shot for Jon Snuu in Blind's house. Flippers for Ninban. Okay, some interesting early finds.
More than likely going to wish that he had a 300 to go along with that to potentially get that Zora item, but we do have another check that we can actually make. You're kind of talking earlier about, stuff like K45, Graveyard Ledge, checks that normally you need to be in the Dark World to mirror from. Because of the nature of inverted mode, the Lake Hylia Island check is actually available once we get those flippers. We don't need to worry about mirroring of any kind.
And for what it's worth, I completely agree with Jon Snoo's take on shields. They're evil.
Yes, very bad shields.
Uh-oh. Having trouble with the portal for Ninban. Oh, Bush Crab's just dropping 5 arrows, but it looks like Jon Snoo's going to route in the Lumberjack check.
And almost on cue, we do find that 300 rupees, or one of the 300 rupees, so that will give Ninban some Zora money to work with.
Ooh, I bet Ninban wishes that he checked that island before going through that portal the first time. I did not catch what was on Lumberjack, though. I was watching Jon Snoo, or Ninban, swim around.
I was too. It was very hypnotic.
Ah, heart piece. Thank you, chat. Don't think we'll be getting that. Well, here we are, 17 and a half minutes in. Got plenty of overworld left to do. The seeds so far not giving a clear indication of where we should be going. Though right now, Death Mountain does seem like a good place to go when you want to.
Yeah, especially with that hook shot. I mean, obviously, don't have the lamp to get in the front of it, but with that flute in the Dark World, we can go straight up there and mirror portal to the light side of Death Mountain. So lots of checks up there, stuff in Paradox Cave, and, we have the hook shot, so we can actually check all of Hookshot Cave, too.
Yeah, pretty much all of Dark Death Mountain and Light Death Mountain are currently clearable still. Actually, I do believe, yes, they can go to Hera at this point as well if they choose to do so. Looks like Ninban making that Kakariko Plague and get well rewarded. Ooh, small key to Thieves Town. Another key that you like to have going into a dungeon. One less check you have to orphan.
Yep, of course, we'll still need that big key to get much further in that dungeon, but yeah, having that small key early is always nice. It's always a pain leaving that one chest behind, and knowing when to go back there and check it if you ever even are going to go back and check it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they had a chance to check their maps before going to the Light World. We do have several Dark World maps, but they both elected not to, so we currently are clueless as to everything except Skullwoods.
Well, it looks like Jon Snuu is actually doing the Houlihan trick here.
I have not done this in Inverted. I wonder if you end up back at... Yeah, do you end up back at Link's house?
I would expect so, but that is actually a really good question.
I don't think it would put you back in Dark World, would it? Never
Oh,
mind.
I've never seen this before, honestly.
Okay, good to know. It
And
is a
yeah,
short...
like, yeah, it's a shortcut to the pyramid, and we can actually, check the pyramid now too. Well, obviously we saw that from Ninban's side, but Jon Snuu has not made this check yet, so this is actually very great play right there.
I don't know if it's intentional or not, or if Jon Snoo's just running with it. I think we're going to have to try to ask him about that later. Eastern and Ice Palace are pendants, Red Crystal Thieves, and of course that crystal at Skull.
Mhm.
Okay, we have 2 of our 3 pendant knowledge, which means that as soon as we talk to Saha, then we will get all of our crystal and pendant knowledge minus the second crystal, red crystal.
And see, this is also playing into his routing very well. Immediately going to Death Mountain which was our next indication of like where the seed is kind of telling them to go right now. So very, very good play by Jon Snuu.
Yeah, cleaned up a bunch of that light overworld in one go. Basically, all they have is that a couple of south checks, mini Moldarm, things like that, but routed out a good portion of the northern light world there.
Mm-hmm.
And Jon Snoo able to navigate through to rescue poor old Gary. And Ninban also letting loose the bee.
Yep, the path with the old man's a bit longer and inverted. You have to kind of climb up quite a bit of the mountain and then mirror and then fall down the mountain a little bit. So it's a bit of a longer route, but it does give you that nice save and quit portal at the just the foot of not the foot, but the base of the mountain anyway.
It does. It'll allow him to, unfortunately, like the route that he's on, he either has to climb up Death Mountain to look in Spectacle Rock, which we see Quake on top of, or he can simply route in that check after doing Hera. So it's going to be interesting to see if he chooses to climb back up immediately or not.
Okay, just got a red boomerang from the old man. And looks like we are going to be... okay, going to go up to check the interior of Spectacle Rock before we hookshot over to the east side.
Oh,
Ooh, I think we'll need that item. Yeah, we will definitely need that item. With 2 pendant revelations for us already. Like, yeah, either Misery Mire or Turtle Rock could be a pendant, but the other one will not be, so we do need that cane.
well, and with Inverted, we do have access to that Quake Medallion, which puts Meyer into play.
It sure does.
Partially. I think only 4 checks or so. They don't have a fire source. Oh, Jon Snoo not quite getting that bomb lineup.
They got the cane, nonetheless.
And normally, if you fell down that in a normal seed, you'd save and quit right there and just start at the base of the mountain. But if Jon Snoo did that, you have to climb all the way back up just to get through that portal. So,
Yeah.
may as well just walk.
Yeah, Inverted does make kind of checking the mountain a bit more tricky. Other kind of inverted quirks, like we do get those ease of mirror access locations this time around, but another kind of big thing about inverted is we only have one way into the desert palace in this mode. You can only get there through the book. Don't have the convenience of mirroring in this mode, unfortunately.
Same thing with access to Hera and requiring the hammer as well.
That is true. And of course, Turtle Rock just opens up like in many different ways.
It does. If it happens to be Quake, you have two small keys. You don't
Mhm.
have a fire rod, but it's almost tempted to go in there for a check or two.
Yep. It's not uncommon to see Moon Pearl on Laser Bridge.
Very true. Or even on Trinex in some
Oh,
cases.
yeah, I don't even want to think about that.
All right, we got a big key to desert, we got a map to swamp, and a little bit of money. All right, got that bomb lined up nicely.
Oh, I really love that bomb jump. Probably one of my favorite bomb jumps in this, honestly.
Except when you go too far and you end up falling down several times. Not that I've ever done that. Not that I did
Uh,
that earlier today twice.
it's okay. You can just walk back up and try again. It's no big deal. Here we go with Mimic Cave. Also, a lot easier to get access to this time.
It is, but unfortunately just requires another trip up the mountain basically. You have to jump down, walk all the way back up, jump back down, and if you have a mirror, you can end up doing things like checking Laser Bridge, but holy moly, the amount of times you have to climb out this area.
Yeah.
And Jon Snoo being very careful. Many of these enemies do 1 to 2 hearts of damage, or at least 1, I think, for most of them, but still, tenuous climb. Well, and with knowledge of our 2 out of 3 pendants, that means you're highly likely to need something like the book or mirror, both of them, I should say. Or there's just a lot going on right now, and
Hmm.
the green pendant, no matter where it is, will end up. I mean, if it ends up being Mire or Turtle Rock, you still need the Samaria. So yeah, it's hard to say.
Right.
And if it ends up being Pottery Stern, you still need a bow.
And thankfully, we can get that information. Just have to pay a little visit to Sahasrara in the Eastern Palace area to find out what that last pendant is. As Jon Snoo does pick up the Quake Medallion, and as you mentioned, he does have some access to Mire. I think only 4 checks, as you mentioned. Can't beat the dungeon yet, but it's one of those things in Randomizer, if they give you all these items and if they're perfectly in logic, like, there's a possibility for your next line of progression to be right there. But we are going to check Tower of Hera first. We do find the big key
Oh, that's great.
to this dungeon. How
Uh,
appropriate.
well, that means they could still hear a pot and be just fine, be able to full clear the dungeon, except the basement, I guess. No. Oh, hi, desert.
Yep, Desert Palace, and we can go right out. Oh, wait, no, we can't quite get it. We need the Master Sword, but we can at least see what's on the Ether Tablet.
We can. Several checks over there, and you can't beat desert right now. No fire source currently, but you've got the desert big key.
That's true. And you'll get that intel on the torch item as well.
Oh, and I think Jon Snoo forgot that he has the big key, so accidentally dropped down the wrong spot. And trying to set up a bomb jump, and I think he's got that placement now. Ooh, looks like,
Very, very nice.
yeah, very nicely done. Ninban is electing to check East Dark Death Mountain first, so we're going to get our hookshot cave check. Oh, chat already playing where that desert and Hero Small Kids could be right now.
Yeah, I see. They're suggesting the kind of switcheroo there. Yeah.
And $5 from Troll Darm. But we do get our first crystal here at 28.58.
Yep, we'll have to see if there is a start button pressed to see if that could be one of the red crystals as well. We don't have all the information on that yet.
We do not. Red crystals are still available at the bomb vendor, but the bomb vendor is... Oh, we have Eastern and Desert, both crystals here.
Yeah, and it looked like Hera is just a normal crystal as well, so still need information on Swamp Palace, Misery Mire, and Turtle Rock, and I think we did get a map for Turtle Rock, if I'm not mistaken.
We did. We have most of our dungeon knowledge already sub 30 minutes. Alright, Ninban handing over to East Death Mountain to join Jon Snuu up on the mountain here.
So let's find out what is here in the Spiral Cave.
Did we ever get the check for what was Turtle Rock? I missed it if we did.
I don't think we did yet, no.
I mean, in inverted, the pendant or the medallion requirement to Turtle Rock may or may not be needed. If you find a mirror, then suddenly most of Turtle Rock becomes available with that Samaria if you have a key or two. But sometimes the game will just be that evil and force you to actually go into the front of Turtle Rock.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Oh yeah, and we also have a map to Swamp Palace as well that was also in Paradox Cave.
We do, but I don't think either runner's pretty much been in the opposite world when they got those maps. So
Right, yeah.
Jon Snoo's Dark World visit was quick, but did not take the opportunity to check that map yet.
Okay, so we're going to get the Bombos tablet to check just some couch cash, so won't need to return for that, thankfully.
I like this play, though, from Jon Snoo. It's not super common. People don't like to go to desert without a fire source, or boots, really, in many cases, but I do like this play because the game could, just like anywhere else, just put a bunch of progression here, and you never know.
Yeah, I mean, there's 4 items we can get inside. Oh, wait, we don't have the... Never mind, we don't have the small key yet, but there's, still 2 items we can get in there. Get some intel on the 3rd one. There's the Desert Ledge, and there's, of course, not only a Aegis Cave, but also Checkerboard Cave as well. So, you kind of check these, like, little overworld locations, and, you're kind of covering yourself if you happen to do find, like, the boots or a fire source inside Desert, so definitely
Well,
check it all.
you do, and you have the option to also Death Warp and Save Scum the Desert Key to see what's on the right side if you should choose to do so. It does take extra time, but it's an option. Oh, Dead Rocks, inverted irregular, they're mean.
Yep.
But at least you can get the Quake Medallion to show him who's boss.
Now, in inverted mode, what the Bedrock should have done is you should be able to hit them, and then you can walk right through them. That's the way it should work in inverted, I think.
Oh, that'd be amazing. Jon Snoo just finding more money in Desert. And oh my gosh,
Even more money in Desert.
if you come in there with the boots, you can get $600 immediately. Okay.
That is a good find. That is the big key to Ganon's Tower. We will most definitely need that to beat the game. That's kind of the definitive final item of the game, if you really think about it.
It could potentially be this game's version of the Ice Rod for this mode, so it is
Yeah.
nice to get that out of the way early.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've said so. We're kind of off to a bit of a rush to start, but don't forget to follow these two runners. They're putting on a fantastic show for us.
Yeah, definitely. I know Ninban himself has been playing around in the rando community for a very, very long time. Definitely a name that I recognize from when I started back in like 2017, 2018. Jon Snuu, according to like his commentary bio, is actually a relatively newer runner. Kind of started in 2020. So yeah, seeing him actually put on some good performances here in the main tournament. As we mentioned at the very beginning, currently 2-0 in Group Q right now. So, you know, in a good position to potentially qualify for the bracket stage. So, yeah, both runners definitely showing some skills in this randomizer.
Very true. Even to get into this top 128, even for the best of the best, yeah, a few bad races and you're not making it. So these two have done a
Yeah.
great job getting here.
Yeah, I know it's definitely something you hear a lot in these commentaries. You know, like everyone in the 128 is really skilled. There's those who, you know, haven't been able to make it into the 128 who you would expect to be there as well. Just, you know, there's a nice range of people playing this game and playing this randomizer. Names you've recognized from just past tournaments, from just the community, and even like players that have recently picked up the rando within the last few years and have done some great stuff with it. And that's just a testament to, you know, how big and great this community is, how many great and terrific resources that exist so people can improve and get better and, you know, be a part of this tournament and all the other tournaments that happen as well.
Well said.
Okay, so Jon Snoo actually going to head into Castle Tower. Since this is Key Sanity and the keys are not, they are randomized in this particular one. There is going to be one check that we can make here, just in this first chest. We'll not be able to go any further, though, unfortunately.
Well, and we did see a minute ago that Bombas is the front of Turtlerock requirement. We'll see if that's needed or not. And so far, no indication of a mirror anywhere.
Yeah, so we are still looking for where that next path of progression is going to end up being. Looking like it could definitely be in the light world. We still have some, well, not Sphere 1 locations anymore, but, you know, if you'd be playing a non-inverted seed, some kind of Sphere 1 locations that would be in that mode. There's, you know, like, I don't think we've taken a step in the Palace of Darkness yet for that first item. There's some stuff in Mire we can look at as well, so definitely some options on the table still.
Yeah, we haven't touched Saha's Hut, Eastern Palace. There's still plenty to do. A fantastic bomb setup from Ninban. It may seem like Jon Snoo would have the lead with the crystal, but really, Ninban's just been doing some other checks, so these two runners pretty much just walking in each other's footsteps so far.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, we haven't found that like next step as we were just talking about a bit ago. All these checks that Jon Snoo is doing at the moment, stuff that Ninban already did like 10, 15 minutes ago. So yeah, this seat is still very, very much open. That's for sure. And you know, even if we do find one thing on one path, we could find something else on another path, and that could lead both of our runners in two different varying directions.
It can. I am surprised not to see one of them check the first check in Castle Tower, though.
We did actually see that from
Did
Jon
we?
Snoo. Not too.
Oh,
It was very recently, so yeah. I think it was just like a rupee. It was nothing significant.
well, I missed that. Oh, we do have a stun prize of $20, which would normally be useful if they needed money.
Okay, looks like we are going to get some. Well, we got some new information here. We do find out that the green pendant is actually going to be here in Swamp Palace, and I think that also narrows down the Meyer crystal to being the other red crystal too, if I'm not mistaken.
I would have to agree with that. There is all of our dungeon info. I think both of them pretty much have the same info.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely have those maps, so that should definitely narrow it down for both of them.
Well, and Ninban making the play to Meyer. Currently, I think you have 4 checks currently available to you. No fire source for the 2 on left side. No big key for the big chest. But otherwise, this is available and in logic check.
Yeah, and I do really like this check, not just because of the 4 items we can get, but also just kind of how the items have been kind of handed out to, get this access. Like, you need a medallion. We got that medallion. You need a hook shot to get across that gap. We got the hook shot. So, when you're given those items, it kind of just spells it out for you that, okay, well, Meyer is currently in logic. You can't beat it, but there are definitely some checks you can make, so and I think it's good to kind of attack this early when you can. Could give you some, great kind of early to mid game, bit of a head start, I guess you could say.
And a comment from Chad about the GT Big Key. We actually, yeah, we have already found that in the Desert Big Chest.
Mm-hmm.
And really, this trip from Ninban isn't too bad, too. You have the dungeon open. You're going to have to come back here again eventually because it is a crystal, but unless you're coming back in go mode, you're going to have to clear the rest of the dungeon anyway, so you're really not
Mm-hmm.
losing a lot of time with this check right now.
Yeah, really not. Well, we are kind of getting a new divergence, from both of our runners. I think John Snuu might go down here to kind of check out these items first, but looked like he was kind of heading towards the eastern area a bit. But I think we're going to be doing some Zora stuff first, or flippers checks anyway.
Which is good. They're quick. You've got your 500 plus, so good to get this out of the way because you can technically route it in with Sahai Eastern, really.
Mm-hmm. So we actually did not get anything from Misery Mire.
Now, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
We'll see where Jon Snuu are really. I think they're both going to honestly end up at Eastern and Saha pretty quickly together.
Yeah, it's definitely looking that way.
All this divergence just end up in the same area within about a minute of each other, but Ninban could go north up to the escape area, I should say. Or
Oh
down
yeah,
southwest, I guess.
that's true. But I'll I actually forgot all about Escape. Yeah, that is also definitely very much open, as well as the Uncle Cave right before Escape too.
Okay, Saha Hut, $20, another evil shield, and antioxidants.
Okay, John gonna be taking his first steps into Eastern Palace.
Well, it'll give us a few checks we have not seen yet. We don't have the big key. We don't, in fact, have a fire source, so logically only going to be able to get, 3 checks out of here, I think, but going to be able to get a 4th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not even a bow either, so even if we did find that big key, it's still not even a guarantee we could complete this.
Nope. But we're running low on checks, so this is looking
We
just
are,
as
yeah.
likely as anywhere right now.
Yeah, at this point, it's looking to be either Eastern or Escape, or that first chest, that one check we can make in Palace of Darkness, which we do have one key, it looks like, for Palace of Darkness. So, we have potential for, like, one additional thing.
I think one key is 2 additional checks, so 3
Oh,
items.
two, yeah.
5 total if you've either got a potion or can otherwise just mimic it.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Well, $5 from Uncle, not exactly going to get you off on a good start.
Well, the chest in his cave is going to give us, something else to do anyway.
Well, let's go with...
and we have a bow in Eastern.
Well, that seems vanilla.
Yeah, a little bit. It's about 2 rooms away from where it normally is, but it's there.
Well, does give you another excuse to go ahead and go to pod. 2 more additional checks, which means you've got quite a few available there. But Ninban does find a fire rod, which really doesn't do anything logically except 1 check in the back of skull. Technically, Mothula needs 3 small keys, and it's a pendant, so it's hard to say if it's worth doing that.
Right. Actually, no. Mothula's a crystal in this.
Oh, you're right. I thought, okay, it was an earlier seed that I saw it being a pendant with. So it would be worth clearing.
It happens.
Well, that fire rod does put Dark Cross in logic, but as for what Ninban's currently doing, we don't have the Hyrule Castle keys, so these next 2 checks are not in logic. But it's still worth doing.
And logic, who needs it? We got Rando to play.
Well said.
In all seriousness, it is good to know the logic, though, just in case, just to kind of give you some ideas of, like, am I going to find, like, progression in this space or this space or not? So definitely not a bad thing to keep in mind, at the very least.
I mean, with how Ice Palace logic is, you may as well be Einstein explaining something to somebody. I just... No matter how many times I hear Ice Palace logic, I'm like, I think I understand, and then I think about it, and then I don't. It's locked if it's this, but it's locked this way if it's this, it's locked this way if it's this, and I'm just like, cool. Alright, well, Ninban does pull a burner out, but does forget that one of the bottles has a fairy in it, so... Uh-oh.
Yeah, and I think that was from, the fairy reward too, like from throwing a bottle in the fountain.
Oh gosh, I missed that. Okay, I didn't like both their bottles have had bees in it, I think, by default.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but we are getting our pod play from John Snuu, so we'll see if this pays off.
And we do have that 1 key, but we also have that bow, which does put a little more on the table for John as well. So definitely can get a couple of checks made here.
Well, if he really wants to, he could not use that key on that front door there and just use that other key to get at the back of pod.
Oh, yep, definitely. And yep, that looks like exactly what he is doing.
Takes longer, but honestly, you can get quite a bit of the dungeon done at this point.
Yeah, and it is definitely... It's very common that we'll actually potentially find a small key in here as well. I've seen that happen quite a bit in this tournament as it is, so...
Also true. And it's a pendant, so really you want to get as much of it cleared as you can and hope to never come back again.
Oh, right, for sure. We did find the Tower of Hera small key in the dark hallway inside the sewers.
Of course we did, which was technically in logic with that fire rod, too.
Yeah, yep, true, very true. And speaking of that fire rod, looks like Ninban is heading back to Skull Woods, so this is likely going to be the crystal clear for this dungeon. I guess they does not have the myth, so can't approach the dungeon from that path anyway.
Well, only downside to coming now versus later is if you end up getting that skull big key and you're like, oh, come on.
Mm-hmm. Thankfully, it's not the most out-of-the-way check. I'd rather come to this big chest over the swamp one, for example. But still, yeah, it is definitely annoying to just
And
leave
John,
them behind.
true. And Jon Snoo is electing to go ahead and check the front, save the key, go back through the bow side probably. Because probably knows that that check there is in logic, but anything that you do in the back of pod is not going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunate if you don't find anything, but very worth the time investment if you end up finding even one progression item or swamp small key or something. If not that you really want to go to swamp, but just in case. But with the swamp palace being a pendant, you may never find the mirror until you get to GT. So you may have to enter the front of Turtle Rock with 4 small keys, or at least 3 for full clear.
Mm-hmm.
Now, of course, that Turtle Rock play is looking even more tempting with that Fire Rod now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I want to say with 2 keys, you can get all the way to Laser Bridge.
Yes, I believe that is true.
Well, Ninban entering Mothula with too much magic, but at least has some health and a hammer. So we'll see. We'll see how quickly this goes.
Yeah, I always know Mothula was one of those bosses when I played this game as a kid that was just really, really obnoxious. But, Randomizer can put you through these boss fights with even less than a sword than what you'd have. Like, you
True.
normally have at least Master.
This game in standard inverted can send you here with nothing but 3 hearts and a sword, small sword.
But yep, with a few hammer hits, Ninban does take him down, gets a rupee, and gets their second crystal.
And meanwhile, Jon Snoo setting up for the hammer up. First try, well done.
Yep, nicely done.
Okay, Ninban, where are you going? You gonna go get the fire rod? Oh wait, you've got the fire rod. That's right. It's Jon Snoo who doesn't have it.
Well, I could go and get his bow, at the very least.
That's true. I think Ninban was considering getting that shield taken. I appreciate that.
Oh, okay. I see.
Friend asked me when I started playing this if I would keep getting shields eaten even if I was in some sort of tournament. I said absolutely. And I continue doing it. Now, third bottle, red goo. Okay, so other than that, there really wasn't much going on in Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, so it's looking like that fire rod find could be could lead us back to Meyer. Those fire lock checks are now available to be gotten with that, so that's on the table.
That's true.
We did get that small key to Tower of Hera. That could also be on the table.
Which would be evil, but it is technically in logic.
I mean, at this point, going into Meyer or going into Hera, like, just to check those fire lock stuff, I mean, that's pretty much kind of what it's looking like at this point.
Well, Jon Snoo making the right call, heading towards that fire rod in I want to say it was the one chest in logic and escape.
Looks like Killer Up 23 is making a very good point in chat with the fire rod. That does also put Ice Palace in logic now too.
Oh my gosh, I did not think of that. That's Pendant Ice Palace with one small key. That's doable.
It is. It definitely is. And you know, we have the hammer, we have Samaria, we have the hook shots. You know, unfortunately, don't have that big key, so the big chest could be left behind. But you know, quite a bit of stuff there we can get.
Well, and I think at this point, if you go in there and you find some sort of progression reasonably early, I would say you feel safe to go ahead and dip out, not even take care of Cold Stare, honestly.
Yeah, that's true. Well, it looks like Ninban is opting to finish up Desert Palace to get his third crystal.
Well, he is the one going into the desert with that fire source, so that is a good call to wait on desert until now, and does have that GT big key as well with this dip. So only thing they're leaving behind are the two on right side.
So yeah, we'll have to see if that switcheroo that people were talking about in chat with like the, you know, the small key, maybe the small key to deserts and the small the chest in Hera, maybe behind the small key to Hera.
So it looks like Jon Snoo elected to go ahead and check the firelock check before checking the front. Oh, chat, boots can't be on Lumberjack even in a seed like this. And Jon Snoo also forgetting that fairies are a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we'll see where Jon Snoo likes to go. Like you said, could go back to Meyer for 2 checks. Could go to Ice Palace for pretty much full clear minus big chest. So we'll see.
With that hammer out, it is looking like going back to the light world.
Maybe going back to clean up desert. Okay, both runners high five, give or take here at about 57 minutes almost. That fairy tried to make a quick escape, and that hookshot saying, come on back here.
Get over here.
We need some health. Alright, but where does Ninban go next? The Meyer play? Ice Palace play? Maybe even Eastern get that bow.
Right. At this point, like, the highest density of checks we can get would definitely be Ice Palace.
Okay, looks like heading towards Ice Palace for Ninban. Could be the call. Meanwhile, Jon Snoo going for that second crystal. Going to be a little bit behind Ninban there, but not by too much. Okay, first up for Ninban, we have the Pengator room. Do we have hookshot strats, bomb strats?
Looks like going with the hook shots.
Tried and true. For more money. I think that's our 4th 300 pile that we've seen so far.
Yes, I believe that's correct, yeah.
2 in desert. We've seen 1 on Hylia Island and this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's right.
Yep, that sounds right to me. Found lots of 50s and red 20s along the way too, so that's why we're seeing amounts of over 1,000 on both of our runners here.
Okay, let's see how this fight goes for Jon Snuu. Using bow strats, NMG going on.
That was also something mentioned in Jon Snoo's bio recently. Part of the sub 90 Link to the Past No Major Glitches crew. Definitely got to use that bow effectively in that speedrun for this boss fight. So definitely knows what he's doing there.
Definitely much better shot than I am. Ooh, a third TR small in Ice Palace.
And we have found the big key to Turtle Rock, and according to the tracker, it says that Ninban doesn't have it. Do you remember where that big key was?
Was that Pod?
That probably was. Yeah, that would be the case. That would make sense. Or under the bridge.
Oh, bridge. Okay. Thank you, chat.
Oh, we also do find the Bombos medallion. That is Turtle Rock right there.
I think I know what our next play is. Slim, what do you think?
Yeah, that does sound like that would be a good place to go at this point.
As expected, though, Jon Snuu is following closely behind Ninban into Ice Palace. And it may look like Jon Snuu is a little bit behind Ninban, but Jon has already dipped into both Eastern and Pod and got rewarded with a bow between the two, so there definitely has been some divergence.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, as we just mentioned, like that Turtle Rock big key, once Jon Snoo sees that third TR small and that Bombos, definitely going to be giving that some heavy consideration. Still need an Ice Rod for Trinex, but everything else in there, definitely good. As we also find a Master Sword here inside Ice Palace.
And we do get a Fengator bomb strats from Jon Snoo. Nicely done. So, unfortunately for Ninban, Hobo's a bit of a nasty check right now. You've checked just about all your other water checks. You're in the Dark World. You have no way of getting back to the Light World without saving, quitting, using your hammer, and then intentionally going towards that direction.
Mm-hmm.
They can kind of run it in with the Eastern and Saha, but gosh, what's tempting you from just going straight to Saha Eastern Pod over one check at Hobo?
Yeah, I know, right? But we are starting the Cold Stare fight for Ninban. Definitely great to get that Master Sword before this. Able to use Bombos to break the ice, and then get a couple of Fire Rod shots in, and then just a few quick spins with Master Sword should do the trick.
Still, green mail, you've got to be very careful though. Oh, already 4 hearts taken off. Those Cold Stare puffs mean business with those hugs.
They sure do, but looks like he made it.
Gets rewarded with a pendant and a full heart.
And I believe that was actually the Sank heart too.
Oh, you're right. That did fill up everything, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you technically get filled up regardless of the whatever you get here, but yeah, filled up immediately, so.
I don't think we have had the chance to check Pedestal, have we?
I do not think so, no. But, definitely something to consider. I mean, I don't think we're quite at that point where it's like, like it's in logic or anything, but, we have one of our pendants, and, there's 2 others that aren't too far out of the way.
No, we're still quite a few items and keys from Go Mode, so I guess just something to keep in the back of mind.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Ninban's taking that Fire Rod going to Meyer, so we are going to get 2 new checks from the left side.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, with that big key, in addition to everything else we're getting in here, I definitely could see a possibility of Turtle Rock for John after this.
Oh, yeah, high probability for sure. Besides that, you get an invitation there with that Turtle Rock Small Key and Bombos, so with no sign of a mirror and also Swamp Palace being a pendant, you got to assume that that's just going to be your Turtle Rock access.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, we do get a big key. Oh, a big key for Ice Palace. Oh, no.
Gosh. Well, not good for either runner, really.
No.
Alright, looks like we are getting a cutscene chest check. Definitely something you don't want to skip in a key sanity unless you're in gun mode. Ooh, John almost charged that sword a little early. Ooh, takes a puff hug. But does have that red potion from Pod Dark Room. Okay, what's our other Meyer check? Blueberries. Just again and watching out for your health.
Aw, how nice of them.
Antioxidants. Alright, Ninban, you gonna go talk to Hobo, perhaps?
Well, he is going back to the light world, so not too far from that. Could be the play.
Oh,
I don't think he meant to play that flute.
oh no! Did that turn him away from Hobo? Oh gosh, that's horrible if that's the case. Oh, did that accidental flute just put him? Oh gosh.
Well, I mean, he'll be on the path for his bow at least.
That's true. And frankly, when you're done with Eastern, how many more things do you have? Eastern,
Right.
Saha Pod. But meanwhile, Jon Snoo is taking that fire rod to the back of Skull Woods. Completely forgot to mention that today we are having a Rag do the tracking for us. Thank you so much, as well as Adirondack Rick handling the restream. So thank you both as well. Well, no new checks going on here for just a couple of minutes. Ooh, getting that double heart. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, do not worry about it. So I guess while we are kind of just, like, going over some old ground here, just going to very quickly pull up the stats that we currently have for this particular group here for both Ninban and Jon Snoo. So yeah, we got Group Q, consists of Zero Rush, Jon Snoo, Ninban, and High Ruler. Right now, Jon Snoo is at 2-0, has taken a win against Ninban in their Game 1. This is their second game of 2 that they'll be playing, so could get a third win from this game. Has also taken a win against High Ruler as well. Ninban, kind of a bit lower on the side, but still also has 2 wins, unfortunately with 2 losses as well. Having a win against, both those wins against High Ruler, a loss against Zero Rush and Jon Snoo. At this point, John still has 4 games to play in conclusion with this one as well, so in a pretty good shape to keep things moving for this group in a positive way. Another win would put him at 3-0 and currently in the first place position, but still has to have both their matches against Zero Rush, so that could still determine some things for this group as well. Ninban has, of course, this game, and of course another game against Zero Rush as well, so if you're rooting for Ninban, you're definitely going to want to see a win here to kind of just, keep a strong finish for his group. See if he can get up to that 4-2 club at the very end. And Jon Snoo has plenty of matches left to play, but could actually get some one of the few undefeated players in this group stage at this current point in time as well. So definitely kudos to him on that.
A few more races left. Got about a week left to get those races done. Okay, John Snoo, where are you heading? Have you done Northern Light World, or maybe you're checking Pedestal?
Looks like Ninban is going to be heading to Pod now with that bow find.
We'll see if Ninban elects to do what John Snoo did and kind of save that key from the front, but we are getting a pedestal check from John Snoo. Still a very small chance of it, but you never know. And full heart container. But as pointed out in chat, Ninban does have that pod big key, so that will be a new check. But in order to actually get there, he will have to... Oh, loses key there. He will have to do the same route as John Snoo and not use that key on the front.
Oh, we do have that powder. Looks like we're going to be checking to see what's on the magic bats.
Where was powder?
I actually do not remember. I did not see that.
Ah.
Oh, Palace of Darkness. Okay.
That makes sense. I guess it's the only place that Ninban hasn't been that Jon Snoo has. John has powder. That makes sense. Thank you for keeping us on top of things here, chat. We appreciate it.
Always appreciate it, yeah. Oh, yeah, it was in the dark maze, too. That's probably another reason why we didn't see it. It was just too dark, guys. It was too dark.
Shh. Oh, Ninban, are you going to use that key? No. Still, it is very unusual. We are 1 hour, 11 minutes in the seed, and we have one pod key. And oftentimes with these sorts of seeds, you do see 3 or even 4 pod keys come up in the first 15-20 minutes.
I know, yeah. Like I'm someone who plays a lot of key sanity, so it's like I'm seeing like pod keys like just as often as like red 20s, honestly. So I'm really surprised to see like the very few being handed out so early.
Exactly. And it does look like we are getting the Turtle Rock play from Jon Snoo, and with what we've seen so far, unless it's Ice Palace Big Chest, this has got to be the play.
Yeah, I think so. I think so as well. And that is a good point. You know, it is a pendant Palace of Darkness. You know, you have that possibility for, like, you know, keys being randomized into Ganon's Tower, for example, so...
That is
yes,
true.
That makes sense.
You could have half the keys in GT for all you know. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of, we do only have one GT small key, too. A little bit unusual.
Thankfully, that's all they're gonna really need, so that's at least comforting for now, as we do find a big key immediately. Big key to Misery Mire.
Oh, well, Jon Snoo has more of an excuse to go back there than Ninban will, with 3 available checks now, so...
Mm-hmm.
That last pod key goes to that door. Okay. Couple new checks. Oh no! Wait. Why did Jon Snoo save and quit?
I don't know, actually.
You have a lot more Turtle Rock available to you, and the only things you got in there were a Mire Big and Turtle Rock Small, and you don't have access, or not, sorry, Mire Big and a Swamp Small. You don't have access to Swamp yet. Not that you really want Swamp access in this case.
Right.
Okay, it's an interesting play. We'll see how it pans out, though.
Could be thinking that since they don't have the 4th Turtle Rock small key yet, just to, and no mirror for that matter, just kind of maybe thinking to get that 4th one to put everything in logic, maybe? That would be my only guess.
Well, we got a shovel. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you there. I'm sorry, Slim.
Oh, no, it's cool. I'm just trying to figure this out myself, so I don't even really know, obviously. But, yeah, could be waiting for that 4th. I mean, we don't have the ice rod to even finish the dungeon anyway. So, could just be like, I got something else to do. I can finish up Mire. Maybe I'll find the ice rod, like in these checks or something. Like we do have is one of our red crystals as well.
So Ninban forgetting that he didn't have a pod key to leave that dark maze, and Jon Snuu now has the Ice Palace big key. Alright, so now Jon Snuu is going to be able to get one check that Ninban didn't get in Mire. But so far, no clear indication of where the seed really wants us to go. I guess 2 new checks from Jon Snuu. With the Mire Big Key, of course, you're going to get Mire Big Chest and Vidi himself, so.
Mm-hmm. Just a Skullwood small key from the shovel spot, though. Or the flute spot, rather.
No, technically needed to put pendant or crystal skull in logic, I guess. Well, still no sign of a Thieves Town big key. No sign of a Turtle Rock. Oh wait, Turtle Rock 4th small key is what logically we need. So we're looking for more items than we are keys at this point. Because we still need the Eastern Big, the Thieves Town Big. And that's about it for big keys. And item-wise, we're looking for Ice Rod. Is that it?
I think it's always the ice rod, but yeah, I think that's it. Like, obviously boots would be nice to go faster, but we already have the GT big key, so not going to need the boots for the torch or anything. So
yeah, key still won. Never mind, 2-1.
Oh. Ooh. Okay.
Oh gosh. Well, it is close. Not really. They can't get there. Never mind.
Yeah, like even then, like I honestly wouldn't mind finding that, because I mean that is 2 items. It is kind of a weird to get back there at this current point in time, but if you're ever kind of like needing a quick check and like we do get the mirror or something later on, or not the mirror, but the mitts for like the faster desert access, that could be something to consider.
Oh gosh. 2 checks in desert, 1 in ice. We'll see if Ninban elects to go ahead and take that Bombos further into Turtle Rock.
He'll only be able to get a little further, because we'll be stopped by that big key requirement at some point, unfortunately.
Oh, that's true. Hasn't gone to Hobo yet. Uh-oh. I completely forgot about that already. But I believe still will be able to get that Mire Big Key, and will still be able to get further than Jon Snuu elected to go. I wonder if Jon Snoo knows they have the Turtle Rock big key. I would have to go to their stream to find out if it's on their tracker.
Okay, so we are about to head into the Vitreous fight for Jon Snoo.
Well, still green mail. Got to be a little bit careful here, but thankfully does have a bow.
Has the bow, has some, bombs as well if you want to use some bomb strats as backup. Ooh, but does take a lot of damage right there.
Yeah, gonna have to be very careful. Right now, we'll pretty much get one shot by anything. And I don't think the eyes on the right side took a lot of damage during those spins, but most of the eyes on the left side are very close to being dead there.
Okay, just a few more. Okay.
Still gonna have to be careful.
We'll have to do a couple of sword swipes, but that is more than fine. At this point, it's just like, hey, I can get through this fight safely, so...
And Vitreous down. And
Ooh, just to give us the information that we already deduced from the outside.
Thanks, game. It would be very interesting to do one of these seeds and not break logic at any point. And see how long that takes you.
I feel like that would just drive me crazy, just kind of knowing all the, the logic skips that I can make in this now, and it's just like, oh no, wait, I can't do this, no. And then also just figuring out all the key logic that is contained in, like, dungeons like Palace of Darkness and Ice Palace and all of that.
Well, and we do see Ninban continuing further into Turtle Rock, and so far, not much there.
In fact, I want to say that's all he can do. Like, I don't think he can get anything else in here now.
True, you don't have a big key, so you're pretty much stuck where you are.
Oh, this could also be setting up like a save scum for the key. Chat just pointed that out.
That's true.
Or, no, I think he just... Oh, no, yeah, I think he just forgot that he didn't have the big key.
So question from chat, why is that door already bombed and inverted? Well, you can enter that from the outside with a mirror. So the developers just got rid of that bomb wall there. So it would look really weird if you went into that door and suddenly saw that it was a bomb wall behind you.
Yeah.
Developers are just like, let's just open it up.
Right.
Alright, so Jon Snoo is continuing to go down escape. Not escape, but yeah, it is the escape, isn't it? Not going to find too much here, though. And Ninban going back in here for a Desert Swallow. And, of course, another crystal.
Now, one thing Ninban does have that Jon Snoo doesn't, which could make the Vitreous fight a little safer, does have the Cane of Burna, which, just doing Master Sword slashes, not the best, but it does, keep you safe at the very least, so you can get those slices in without having to use too many arrows or your bombs. So, it does kind of have that going for him.
True, and does have extra arrows that Jon Snoo did not have as well, so a few more arrows to shoot. Okay, is Jon Snoo going back up to Turtle Rock, do you think, Slim?
I would expect to. I'd expect that at this point, yeah. Again, I do think I kind of know what he was getting at with the play into Turtle Rock and just immediately leaving just to kind of see if he could maybe, get that fourth key or the ice rod before going all the way to the end. Unfortunately, did not pay off, but we are going to see this Spike Cave check.
I don't think we've seen this.
I don't think we have either. It's the ice rod. Okay.
I think John's going back to Turtle Rock.
I think so too, yeah.
Rest in peace, lava chest. Unless there's a small key to Turtle Rock and Turtle Rock Laser Bridge, which is not emerald.
Yeah, that could conceivably happen because you can get the laser bridge if you do spend it on that lava chest, so that could very well happen. But I think to be safe, they probably won't be trying to spend that key because that is just the worst feeling in the world if you use that and it's not in Turtle Rock. You have to just go around looking for this key that you didn't necessarily have to have earlier on.
You do. It makes a lot more sense to go ahead and clear it, and if you happen to find a small key, you just pop right back into Turtle Rock, go to the lava chest, and ease your mind a bit. But if you don't find it, then you've got another crystal dungeon down.
Had to dance around the Lionels up there to get them to let him pass.
Looks like Ninban is pulling up a very good Vitreous fight right now. Several spins with that Master Sword. It means the eyes are almost all gone.
Yep, and has 8 arrows, so more than 8 arrows, so going to be able to take out the rest of this.
Very quick Vitreous fight from Ninban. Well done. But right now, Ninban is missing an important piece of info to go to the hobo check. But did get that desert small key, so could be high on that priority list too. Oh, hugged by chain chomps. Ugh. The game fully expects you to be in here with blue mail. Oh. Okay, does have magic, does have powder, so thankfully anti-fairies are a thing.
Okay, Ninban is back to the light world. Looks like he is heading towards desert to check that small key.
Well, it's 2 checks versus 1, so not a bad thing. Big question though, when he does go to Hobo, get that big key, does he check Spike Cave first?
Well, I mean, if you're rooting for Ninban, you're definitely going to be hoping that, because that's going to be, not a full clear of Turtle Rock, but definitely the boss clear at the very least, so...
And Jon Snuu is being very careful not to spend that small key on that fire chest.
Yeah, completely understandable. I've definitely had moments where I've went into the dungeon fully intentionally not to use that key, just to accidentally touch the door and just, my brain going on autopilot, so...
Good part is that Turtle Rock usually follows the save and quit. So you can reset, but it's still definitely a time loss if you're in a race for sure.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay, right side of desert, second check, small key 2, pod.
Okay, getting further here into Turtle Rock. It's a small key to another Dark Palace small. Here they are. We've been looking for them.
We found them. They're just hanging out in desert and Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, gotta be careful, Jon Snuu. Low on magic.
Oh yeah, thankfully there is a full magic incanter in this room.
I think I would take full advantage of it for sure. And
Yes,
it does.
definitely. And see, this way you'll have some magic to use with Berna on Laser Bridge. And looks like Ninban is going to get that Ice Rod.
It doesn't
But
have the big
he
key.
still does not have the big key, though.
Oh, mirror.
Oh, mirror. Ugh.
Okay, so 100% required for an entrance to the rock. Oh no, Ninban's going back up Death Mountain. Okay, well, mirror is such a weird thing in inverted because most of what you want the mirror for, we've already seen with Turtle Rock.
Right.
So that basically is Swamp Palace entrance.
Yep. So unless Trinex gives us something else to look at, this is looking like we will have to take a dip in the Pendant Swamp.
Ooh, I think Jon Snoo's turning around to try and go ahead and powder an anti-fairy. Not a bad idea.
Definitely
Those
not.
pretty much everything hurts in this dungeon, let alone the boss. And as pointed out in chat, you actually do have fake powder if you really wanted to. If you don't have magic, as long as you have Samaria and powder, you can go ahead and fake magic similar to fake powder. Oh no!
Oak, be careful.
Why are there bombs on the ground? Oh, he's filling up magic. Okay, that is
Okay.
not a commonly seen strat. Okay, that's fantastic. That has been known about for a while, but its usefulness is so few and far between, oftentimes easy to forget. Basically, there's a way to refill your magic with what Jon Snoo did, which is basically setting down, I believe, a couple of bombs, putting down a Samaria block, and then spamming Y. I think that just starts to fill up your magic powder or your magic meter for no reason.
Well, hey, very nice attention to detail there. Do get a small key to Ganon's tower. So yeah, it's looking like we are going to be taking that dip in the swamp, unfortunately. For those who do not like swamp, anyway.
Oh, right, you need an arrow too to refill magic.
Oh yeah, we also have the small key to Hera as well.
Well, Jon Snoo, as expected, taking that mirror and heading straight for Ice Palace. Not Ice Palace, pardon me, Swamp Palace. There is one check available in Ice Palace, though. We do have that big chest. Yeah, mirror is about the only thing we got out of the back half of Turtle Rock.
And this does still mean there could also be something on that lava chest, too.
Oh, Ninban. Finding an Ice Palace small key in the basement.
So yeah, it looks like again the two items that we are looking for at this point. We are looking for that Eastern Palace big key and the big key to Thieves Town. So we are just 2 keys away from being in that go mode state as we find another Palace of Darkness small key.
My gosh. It basically means we're a Palace of Darkness small key from being able to logically complete it.
Mm-hmm.
We do know that there was a shovel at Pod Big Chest. I don't know if we've actually checked that yet.
I believe we did. It was just a Skullwood small key, so...
That's right. We did see that, didn't we? My gosh. So many things going on.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, we are going to go back into Ice Palace to see what's in that big chest. And yeah, it's looking like Ninban just does not realize that they haven't checked Hobo yet. And I do kind of remember, like, when, Ninban first got the flippers, was kind of, like, going back and forth quite a bit, because, went to the Waterfall Ferry first, trying to find some money, then went to Lake Hylia Island, where they did find some money. Maybe they had every intention of checking the island, then going to the Hobo, but then the money kind of changed the direction there, and kind of potentially messed up what he was initially planning.
I think he was trying to go back there earlier before he accidentally fluted and kind of got sent off to Pod. We did find blue mail in Swamp, so not a bad find.
Yeah, that could have been the case too, as you mentioned.
Jon Snuu is electing to go ahead and go straight to the left side of Swamp. Can't blame you. Still looking for a couple of things, so I'd say if you're one item from go mode, you probably do the back then the front, but multiple go mode items left, I'd say left side is definitely a thing.
And Jon Snuu doing the diver down strats.
Nicely done. And it looks like Ninban is going back up Death Mountain or something.
He got the second castle tower, or the first castle tower key from the big chest in Ice Palace.
Oh. So these extra checks are just sending him on a bit of a fetch quest, but for all we know, this could be one of our required items, so we'll see.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, one of these like checks that Ninban's making could end up being like for the one of the 2 items we're looking for. So definitely not out of the equation yet.
And it could be TR4 for something on fire chest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And hey, another Palace Darkness small key in Swamp.
Boy, those pod keys are all spread out today.
Yeah.
Mostly between pendant dungeons, it seems.
Unfortunately, just a red rupee in the second chest of Castle Tower.
Alright, Ninban, we need you to get to the Dark World, Light World, I should say, and go check your buddy under the bridge.
Well, looks like he is going to the Light World here, as we find the cape inside the big chest.
Did we ever check Bumper?
I do not remember if there was anything up there.
I don't remember ever seeing it.
Okay, using the bomb setup for this diver down as we find the big key to Eastern and the big key to Thieves Town right next to each other.
Okay, game. Okay. Pretty sure that's go mode?
Yes, I believe that is, those are the last 2 items we need. So Jon Snuu at 138 approximately is in go mode now.
Well, we know that GT Big Key is already in their possession, so there's no chance of a torch blocking anything, so here we go.
Yep, and both locations are very, very close to flute spots. We'll have to go from the Dark World to Light World in the case of Eastern, but still, like, just one of the flute spots is just right in front of Thieves Town, so it's very convenient.
And Ninban pulling $1 out of Ice Rod Cave.
Okay, so Ninban is actually pretty close to the path he needs to be on. He is in the water. He's in the light world. Will he go up to get that hobo check?
Go up, go up, go up. Yay, he's going.
Yep, looks like is going in the right direction.
Prediction in chat. How many Phase 3 Ganon teleports going on? Feel free to put your points to chance here. Still checking some chests. Can't blame Jon Snoo for this because you could find a tempered or silvers. So Ninban is pretty close to go mode 2. All pretty much he has to do is go take out the rest of Turtle Rock, go in a swamp, get those 2 big keys from the back, and that is go mode for him too.
Yeah, and at this point, like, you know, that is going to be the next play, like, automatically. Get that mirror. That's the only thing you're getting from Turtle Rock. Obviously, that's going to be your next destination, going straight to Swamp. So, you know, we'll not be in go mode too long from now, but as we can see on Jon Snoo's side, already in the process of working on their 6th crystal, and 7th will be right behind it. So there is a pretty substantial gap here at the moment.
Electing not to check the big chest, it is a bit more of a time investment, so can't blame him for that either.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how this blind fight goes for Jon Snoo. I think we've already lost our script.
Well, it looks like still keeping them on the upper end of the screen at the very least, so...
No issue. Picking up that 6th crystal at about 141.36. Still time to put those predictions in chat. Looks like we have a lot of people gambling on 4 to 6 teleports, following closely, not really closely, 13 to 15, 7 to 9, and really far away there is a 10 to 12 gamble there. Nobody going for the 19 to 21 or 22. Okay, just an Eastern cleanup for Jon Snoo. Probably going to check that big chest on the way by. Why not?
Yeah, definitely. I can see John checking potentially any chests that happen to be in the same room as him as he's kind of clearing out the rest of this game. Aside from that, though, more than likely just going to make a V-line straight to the end of GT as well.
Probably. Can't imagine any clearing around other than the chest available on the climb for sure.
Yeah, as much as you don't really want to do that Master Sword Silverless, you know, you're definitely in the position where it can happen, and I'm not doubtful at all that these runners know what they're doing when it comes to that, so they'll do it if they feel like they need to.
Well, they know who their opponent is. Oh, hi, Mitz.
Hi, Mitz, yep.
and Mitz, in this particular situation, unlocks King's Tomb. That's it.
And we don't even have the boots to even check King's Tomb either.
That's a good point. That's a good point. There are certain circumstances that Mitz early enough in the game could unlock East Light Death Mountain, but not today.
Mm-hmm.
But Jon Snoo knows who his opponent is, so really not going to take
Yeah.
any longer than needed to go ahead and beeline it for Ganon.
Yep, some more statistics here. Ninban did actually finish 11th place in the original 128 qualifiers. So, definitely very skilled. Like I mentioned before, has been running Randomizer for a very, very long time, number of years. Like I said before, definitely a name I recognized when I started back in 2017, 2018. So, uh, yeah, very, very skilled player. So, definitely a lot of respect going on to their opponent after all.
Well said. And that's our 7th crystal. Normally we'd be playing a GT guessing game, but we've already got the key.
So get your guesses in chat from -1 to negative like 100 or something, and where that big key was. Don't actually do that, but I'm sure people have already started posting, so it doesn't matter.
Probably. Okay, and Jon Snoo also keeping in mind that this is inverted. You're not going up to Aga Tower. You're not going to Aga Tower up on Death Mountain. You're going to Aga Tower Vanilla to go to GT. And does have full hearts, so we'll see if Jon Snoo elects to meme by shooting us a couple of sword beams. Alright, Ninban, probably about 3 minutes away from go mode. We'll see if he elects to go left side or go straight to back. I did not see that Ninban did not beat Turtle Rock? Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But with that, mirror can go straight to Laser Bridge. So find out what you get here, go straight to Laser Bridge, and it'll be a quick dungeon.
Oh yeah, ran out of magic, so opted for just to save and quit instead.
Many of these seeds spoil us, give us tempered or butter in certain situations. Hi, blue potion. That's not a bad find.
Yeah, and I believe that's our 4th bottle as well, so definitely good to have for the, I mean, especially since we're going to be doing a Master Sword Silverless fight, so always good to have that in your back pocket for sure.
Now that is bottle percent. It's like that room giving Jon Snoo a little bit of sass.
Does get a little bullied in that room, but definitely is put in a position to get the 2 final shots in just before running out of arrows, so that's good.
We'll see what Jon Snoo does. Do you go straight to the back? I gotta think that room is inspired by like American Gladiators or some of those like weird little television shows of the 90s and 80s.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, Ninban is going left side first.
When you think about it, Zelda dungeons are pretty much just like the Legends of the Hidden Temple Run when you really think about it. So
There you go. You're gonna get that magic pot? Yes, indeed. Well, the seed, after getting off to a reasonably slow start, kind of shooting you off in a few different directions as possibilities, kind of settled down a bit, and I think Jon Snoo really read this seed quite well.
Yeah. Not only did he read the seed well, also showcased that great bit of Ancilla knowledge with getting that magic restoration in the Trinex fight. Definitely saved him from having to essentially mirror out, or even worse, take a death and have to redo that fight. So definitely helped him there as well.
Very, very true. Good game knowledge. And Jon Snuu getting just the magic that he needs to get through the gauntlet here. Does have a blue potion, but I imagine kind of wants to save that for Ganon.
Yeah, I would definitely want to do that too, for sure.
I think there's a magic in, yeah, that bottom one. So probably just going to light all 4 of these with the lamp and call it good. Okay, 3 of 4. Fire red shot in the last one.
And thankfully there is a full magic refill right here, so take advantage of that before heading up to the next torch room.
Doing great on health, though. So far, no reason to do any powdering of the anti-fairy. We'll
And
see.
and you're at that perfect point too, where it's not full health, so you don't have to worry about sword beams getting in the way either.
And we get a big, giant, evil shield out of the top of GT.
Ooh, oh geez. Big key to Skull Woods.
Well, I think that's our last big key.
Hey, Silver's and Skullwood's big chest dream.
Oh God! If Ganon says that silvers are in
Skullwoods.
Skull, that's horrible. And Ninban is in go mode, 151.07.
Yep, and from the final chest, we get just a compass to Swamp Palace.
So where do you suspect silvers are?
I gotta expect, like, just going by, like, the statistical play here, I feel like they have to be in Ganon's Tower still. I mean, we did check a couple of things. We checked the Hope Room and the 4 chests at the top, but there's still, like, 21 items left, so odds are pretty good for it being there.
Probably GT. I think the most evil spot for it right now would probably be Waterfall, Check, and Swamp Palace, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that could be a bad one too, yeah.
It's like, here, I know you guys just got into go mode, but just go 1 check further. I dare ya.
Or even on Argus too, I suppose, yeah.
That's true.
Or how about one step further than that? Maybe that's the green pendant turn in too.
Ooh, there you go.
But, yep, Jon Snuu takes care of Aga too, and now Ganon's gonna break open the balcony here at Hyrule Castle. Didn't think that his headquarters were gonna be here, but here we are.
Well, blue mail, 13 hearts, but no half magic. Blue potion, though, gotta be a little bit careful, though. You definitely don't want to have to use that potion just based on getting hit versus needing it for magic.
Very nice, good spin to start.
Up to 5 so far. Who just stopped that charge short of getting to 6 and 7?
Yeah, great attention to detail with like the placement of his spins, kind of using the momentum of the pitchfork to kind of keep him in place to get some extra damage off of Ganon there.
Who does get the one hit short of getting to the next phase, though. Far, they're doing a great job. Taking your time, got to do that with relative as weak as you are defensively. Got to take your time. If you get hit one more time, that pretty much tells you need to pop that potion.
opting to go ahead and just use a few uses from the cape. Do have that potion in the back pocket. Do have to be careful though, because I don't think it has any additional magic refills, so this is all they're going to get for the rest of this fight.
What do people call this nowadays? 52 spin pickup or something?
Something like that, yeah. And that's true, he could also do the Ancilla trick again. He runs out of magic, I almost forgot about that.
Very true, it could save you. Alright, Ninban getting blind down. A little bit of an issue, but not too bad. Ooh, get that fire a little bit early, so Ganon did not quite get to that destination.
Looks like 4-6 was the prediction result.
I think that's what the majority bet on too, so you guys know your rando.
Yep, they sure do.
Just a quick reminder tonight, we do have another race at 7:10 p.m. Eastern on this channel. Looks like Alexis 2 versus McMonkey. And then we have a Z1R placeholder, Fury versus Lack, for a possible race for Z1. These two. John Snuu, Ninban, putting on a great show for everybody.
Yep, definitely. Both working hard to get those 2 spots for Group Q. Only 2 members from each group will advance to the bracket stage for a 64-person bracket. A win today will put Jon Snuu up 3-0 for his group with 3 races to play.
Oh, Lord. Jon Snuu getting on there. Oh, but does take the big pig down. Holy moly, that position.
Yep, just has to wait out this and then walk across that bridge, and he will have his 3-0.
Get your GGs in chat for Jon Snuu. Go for it, Slim.
Okay. With a race time, GG time of 1:56.56, Jon Snuu has finished in first place and has moved to 3-0 in Group Q.
And is a loverer, not a hoverer, for sure. No hovering in this scene. Oh, Ninban looks to be throwing in the towel as well. Put a GG in chat for Ninban as well. Not too far behind.
Yep, still had to finish up Eastern Palace and then go back up and get that Trinex kill as well, but still not too far behind. Just came down to that hobo check.
Yep, hobo being elusive. I think Ninban was going to hit that up at one point, but then just kind of fluted away. Looks like we may be getting Jon Snuu in the booth here momentarily. Okay, it looks like both Jon Snuu and Ninban are in the waiting room here. We'll hopefully get them in here pretty quick.
probably say it again, but GG. Oh, hello.
There we go. We got them both up here. GG's to both you two, both Ninban and Jon Snuu. Well done on the race.
Thank you, GG's Ninban. We got pulled in. We jumped into the voice chat at like the same time, and I just started saying GG's, and we were about to start talking about the seed. But man, I don't like not having boots.
Yeah, it was so boring.
No
That's
hovering, no dashing.
That's true, but you did see the little end credit there that thanked you for not being a hover today.
I never wanted to hit my monitor for such a bad joke so hard. I was just staring at it. I was like, I hate you.
All right, so what are your impressions of the seed? We'll start with Jon Snuu, our winner today. What do you think?
God, a lot of panic. Once I got that fire rod out of secret chest, I was like, all right, I'm going straight to desert, like right now, to where that way I can minimize the dips. And then later, I think it was in Mire, I got the Desert Palace Small, and I was like, please stop playing with my emotions right now. I don't want to go back. And I was kind of scatterbrained, but like getting the bow in Eastern kind of calmed my nerves a little bit, because I was like, if this is the only bow, I don't think anyone really dips Eastern at the point that I dipped it in.
You're right. Ninban did take a while to go there. I don't think we had the Eastern big at that point, but
that was our go, I believe.
Yeah, because that was Swamp. That's right. But this seed just kind of sent you all over the place. You go to one place and you get one check somewhere else, but you also may have another check somewhere else, and you just kind of had to gamble.
It was Isolation Haven, honestly, because like the moment I got that Mire big, I was like, I'm gonna do the right 2 chests just in case, and I got the Swamp Small. I'm like, I'm gonna keep that in the back of my mind, and I just said, we're gonna just go do Mire. I don't want to keep going in TR without that Ice Rod. We're just gonna bail. We bailed. We got, let's see, what do we get? I think we got Berna out of Mire, right? I don't remember.
Yeah, maybe.
I think that's
I'm not sure if it's really that useful, but yeah, Berna, probably.
Oh no, Berna was Zelda Cell. The moment I got Berna out of Zelda Cell, I went to the mountain and I was like, I am doing Spike Cave right now. And I got Ice Rod. Okay, cool. Turtle Rock. I got Mirror. I was like, I'm just gonna do Swamp into Smith Chain and see what happens. And I saw what happened.
So leaving Turtle Rock probably ended up being the best thing for you, because if you were to get that mirror on Laser Bridge, then you're probably not checking Spike Cave. You're probably going straight for a full clearing Swamp. And then suddenly you have Eastern available to you as well.
That sounds like proper decisions there if you get that mirror on Laser Bridge, yep. Because then the thing is, too, is you could just go to Light World and kind of just put yourself back on Laser Bridge whenever you find the Ice Rod. It still feels really gross, though. I guess I never, I always like, in Keys modes, dipping the front 3 of TR. And never, like, fully diving into it. But, you know, pending what you get, obviously, right? The moment I got Mire big, I was like, cool, those next 2 chests, I'm out of here.
Right. And Ninban, how about that hobo check?
Well, I last located it, so yeah.
Now, question though, earlier in the seed, you were going back down in that area and you accidentally fluted and decided to go to Pod. Were you going to go to hobo at that time?
Actually, I think yes, I was gonna do my ice hot cave and hobo.
Oh gosh, yeah. We were thinking that flute away was just like, oh no, when is Ninban going to go back and get that hobo check for that big key?
God, what big key was it?
It was at the house.
Oh no.
Yeah, it was just part of your regular route, and then Ninban accidentally orphaned that check, wanted to go back to it, and then accidentally activated flute when you were right in front of that portal just south of Dark Link's house.
And then you had to recover it. Oh, that sucks. I saved, what was it, Hylia Island and Hobo to where I could do the Saha Eastern dip. That's what I saved it for. Because then after Hobo, you just swim over to the east ladder for that like little ridge climb upwards. I don't even know what that screen is called. I just use it for rando and that's it.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I remember like when you both got your Light World access, like Ninban kind of opted to kind of stick around on the South Shore first, did Mini Moldorm Cave, and then found the flippers and was gonna start doing the flippers checks. And see, that's what I was actually thinking, that you were actually heading over to Hobo right before you saw the 300 on the island.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
exactly what happened.
yeah, so like you got the 300, it's like, okay, let's go back to Zora, and then maybe kind of like subconsciously just kind of like maybe not forgot it, because like obviously like you said, you remembered it later when you were doing the ice rod check and whatnot, but
Yeah. But I got the check I put away at that time.
mhm.
And that's it.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
You did South Shore first, then Ninban, because I did CAC and I got, I don't know, 1,600 rupees or something like that. So by the time I saw Hylia Island, I was like, I don't need that. That's so much money. All the 300s were literally just pure, like, whatever Sphere Light World is, just right there.
Yep.
Almost all the junk fill was there, with the exception of the TR Big, Flippers, and I think Fire Rod and Secret Passage and Bow and Eastern. Other than that, I don't think we really got much worth. Which is what I was starting to think, man, Ice Palace Big Chest. Man, I was like going all over the place of things that I isolated.
On the subject of money, like at one point, John, you actually did the Houlihan room and popped out like right at the pyramid. Was that like, were you like expecting to go there, or were you expecting to go to Link's house still? Or
I was expecting to go to pyramid. That was a cleanup check, to that way I can get the pyramid edge.
Yeah, that was really well done. That was a really well attention to detail there, to not only get that, but also like you got that map for more of the the map checks that we were still looking for at that point. And then yeah, just went straight to the mountain, since you had that hook shot and all those other mountain checks. So that was a really nice bit of routing there, to kind of route from the north of CAC to that, and then to kind of get back to Dark World without the save and quit trip as well.
Thanks. Whenever I finished it, I was like, man, I should really walk to Hyrule Castle again. Or this is cooler, and this gives me way more checks.
Yeah. But yeah, chat really kind of enjoyed that bit of routing, and definitely can't forget this, the Ancilla Magic Restore during the Trinex fight as well. That was great.
Oh, that Trinex! I don't even want to talk about it. But yeah, it's to kind of explain it really quick. It's 2 arrow shots in the wall. Make sure you get the bombs down before the arrows go away. Place the Samaria block. Do not overcap on magic. If you get close to the full line, you can basically soft lock your magic and not be able to use it. And you have to reset your system.
Okay.
So only like bring it up to like half, like you saw me do, and then you'll always be fine. I was counting on Ganon. You can do it in Ganon, and I was counting.
Right.
I was like, oh, I better get these 2 spins.
Yeah, I think even like when the Ganon fight was going on, I was like getting ready to say, it's like, oh, he used his bottle kind of early. This is all the magic he has left, and then chat was quick to say, oh no, he can get magic back. Remember what he did earlier? It's like, oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, Ninban, just in case you're curious, man, it was Master Sword Silverless. There was nothing on that climb.
Yeah, I figured it out.
I mean, there was a great mirror shield, but we aren't worried about laser beams coming out of Ganon's eyes.
Nope.
Okay, so with that win today, Jon Snuu up to 3-0 in the group stage. Got 3 matches left to play, obviously. 2 of them against Zero Rush, who's kind of also sitting in that undefeated club for your group. How are you looking forward to those coming up?
I really want to race Zero Rush here. We're trying to think of a weekday to do it, to where that way not all of our races are just clustered on the weekends, because we are kind of the weekend group currently. We're thinking maybe Wednesday or Thursday, but I gotta wait till it gets a little bit closer, because currently I'm doing a work shift change, so I want to make sure my sleep is all good for everything before I schedule anything. Ninban, you and Zero Rush tonight at 9, yes?
Yeah, that's correct. It'll be my last match of the groups.
I'ma be watching.
Nice.
Well, yeah, best of luck to both of you on those. I mean, I know there's like I know you obviously still have some matches to play, John, and this is your last match in Ninban, but still not completely decided quite yet. I mean, obviously it'll kind of depend on like some series sweeping at this point, but both of you definitely put on a great show today, and looking forward to see the future potential matches coming up as well.
So, any final thought from you two about the sea today?
Happy Mother's Day. That's all I want to say. I got to get ready to actually go for my Mother's Day dinner. She just yelled at me from upstairs, so I need to go. Thank you for broadcasting the race. GG's Ninban. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I'm sorry that was very abrupt. You guys have yourselves a wonderful day.
Thanks you too. Yeah, happy Mother's Day. And well, thanks to you both for commentating. I mean, sure, it was really fun, even though it was bootsless, and I had a really boring time walking around. But yeah, that's Rando.
Pretty much.
So yeah, I guess see you later. I will let you end it correctly.
GG's, guys. I gotta go.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, well, with that, I guess we will kind of start wrapping up here. Thanks again to both Ninban and John Snuu for this race. It was very entertaining. It was great to watch. And stay tuned for not only the rest of their matches, but as we mentioned earlier, we got some other matches that are happening today as well, just to kind of look at the schedule once again. We've mentioned this earlier, but later tonight on this channel, we do have Alex Jazz 2 and McMonkey at 7:10. So definitely come back for that. Looking forward, I actually don't see anything else on the schedule for tonight, but there's lots of matches that are still going to be going on. If you're a part of the Discord, you can also use the events tab and get a link that will take you to a multi-stream of each of the matches as they appear. So if you want to see the action unfold, you can definitely do that. Also want to give a huge thank you to our tracker for this race, Reg, keeping all those buttons and keeping us honest as commentators. I really appreciate it, and definitely consider giving him a follow as well. And of course, my co-com partner for today, Lana Bean, thank you so much for commentating this one with me. This was a lot of fun. Great race to call, and it was some really good times.
Absolutely agree. It was fantastic doing comms with you. I've been trying to do this for a while, so it's always great fun to do these with good friends. And currently there's another race going on, ALTTP Randomizer, so that's between Deep Fried 87 and Esper Hub. So if you need a more rando, ALTTP Rando.
Okay, well with that, let's go ahead and head on out of here. Thank you all for coming by to watch. Thank you, SpeedGaming, for the restream. And yeah, we will see you guys next time.
Have a good night, everybody.
Later, folks.